Ancient Egypt is a land of secrets. It's a place where mysteries rise from the desert sands like shimmering heat waves. For thousands of years, we've been captivated by its golden treasures, its powerful pharaohs, and its towering monuments that seem to whisper stories from a long-lost world. What if some of those stories are even older and stranger than we ever imagined? What if the greatest structures of the ancient world witnessed an event that has been told and retold for millennia? The secrets aren't just buried under the ground. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight, etched into the very stones that have watched civilizations rise and fall. It's these whispers that draw us back, again and again, to the banks of the Nile. Every explorer, every historian, and every adventurer dreams of uncovering a truth that could rewrite the history books. We dig for clues, translate ancient texts, and scan forgotten landscapes from above. When you stand at the base of the Giza Pyramids, their scale is simply overwhelming. There are 3 main pyramids on the plateau, each a marvel of engineering and determination. The largest is the Great Pyramid of Khufu, a monument that held the title of the tallest man-made structure for nearly 4,000 years. Next to it stands the Pyramid of Khafra, which appears taller from some angles because it was built on higher ground. Finally, there is the smaller Pyramid of Menkaure. Menkaur's pyramid, though smaller, has a complex history and a gash on its side from a medieval attempt to dismantle it. But our focus turns to the middle pyramid, Khafra's. It stands out for one very specific reason. At its very peak, you can still see the original, smooth, polished casing stones that once covered all 3 pyramids. These brilliant white limestone blocks would have made the pyramids shine like giant crystals under the Egyptian sun. The question that fuels this mystery is, why does only Khafra's pyramid retain its cap of casing stones? The common explanation is that over the centuries, the rest of the valuable casing stones were stripped from all 3 pyramids to build new structures in nearby Cairo, especially after earthquakes loosened them. It's a practical and logical explanation. Workers would have started from the bottom, where the stones were easiest to reach, and worked their way up. Logically, the very top of the tallest structures would be the last part to be quarried, and perhaps the most difficult, leaving the peak of Khafra's pyramid intact. But an alternative theory presents a more dramatic picture. Instead, this theory proposes that a massive, catastrophic flood swept over the Giza Plateau. In this scenario, the immense power of rushing water would have been strong enough to tear away the outer stones from the pyramid's sides. The floodwaters, however, might not have been deep enough to fully submerge the very top of the middle pyramid. This would leave its peak, the part that remained above the churning water, undamaged and pristine, while the rest was scoured clean. Proponents of this theory point to more than just the casing stones on Khafra's pyramid. They look at the Giza Plateau itself. Surrounding the pyramids are signs of significant water erosion. Some geologists have argued that the deep vertical fissures on the body of the Sphinx and the walls of its enclosure look more like erosion caused by centuries of heavy rainfall, not wind and sand as is commonly believed. However, this period of Egyptian history is known to have been very arid, just like it is today. Entertaining the idea that the pyramids survived a great flood forces us to ask some big questions. If they are older than we thought, who built them? If they weren't just tombs, what was their primary purpose? This single theory doesn't just challenge the history of Egypt, it challenges the timeline of human civilization itself. It suggests the possibility of a highly advanced, organized society existing thousands of years earlier than our current models allow, wiped from the historical record by a global catastrophe, leaving only its most massive creations behind. This isn't about definitively proving one theory over another, it's about keeping an open mind. History is not a static, finished book. It's a living investigation constantly being updated with new discoveries and new perspectives. The Giza Pyramids have been standing for thousands of years, and in that time, they have meant different things to different people. Tombs for kings, astronomical observatories, sources of sacred wisdom, relics of a lost world. The mystery is what makes them so powerful. The beauty of these ancient enigmas is that they encourage us to be curious. They push us to learn about geology, archaeology, engineering, mythology. The story of the casing stones on Khafra's pyramid is a perfect example of this. It's a small detail on a massive structure, yet it opens a door to a vast world of speculation and wonder. So the next time you see a picture of the Giza Plateau, look closely at that middle pyramid. Look at its perfect, shining cap and ask yourself, what did these stones witness? What stories are they waiting to tell?